I'm a professional intuitive health medium, and when we hold on to stress, even the slightest, simplest moments to the most extreme trauma, it affects us energetically, how we emotionally react. And over time, if we don't heal or resolve that issue, it manifests into illness in our physical body. So today I want to share a story with you on myself, how I just realized today, about 6 months ago, my stomach issues went away. But for about a year, I had kind of nagging, annoying stomach issues that felt kind of similar like celiac type symptoms. I just realized today what the heck was going on. So if you fear something, you give your power to it. If you don't fear it, you give power to yourself. It's like you can either disempower yourself with fear or you can empower yourself with confidence. And the energy of confidence sits in the solar plexus chakra, which is right in front of the stomach. And that's the chakra of intuitively trusting your gut, having confidence in yourself, having confidence in decision making, whether it's a daily decision, a career decision, or a huge life-changing decision. That is the energy of the solar plexus. And when you don't trust yourself, you're giving power to something else that you fear rather than empowering yourself with trust. I had given my power to somebody based on how they perceived me and my success. I have a book coming out the first or second week of October. And this was about a year and a half ago with a different manuscript that I had that I was going to have published at that time. And I shared it with the publisher. I was so excited to meet with this man. And he had reached out to me through word of mouth and read my manuscript, loved it, and couldn't wait to work with me. But here's the catch. I allowed him to completely disempower me because he shot me down. Him and the people that he was working with for his publishing company shot me down because I didn't have X amount of TikTok followers. I didn't have X amount of followers on Facebook. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. Even though my manuscript to him was amazing and was going to change a lot of lives and had a huge target audience, he turned me down because of the size of my platform at the time. So that whole meeting put me in a state of fear and had me second guessing my success of my book as well as my success as a writer. And I started having stomach issues. Nothing serious, but just the nagging, upset stomach, bloated, kind of groggy, sometimes waking up nauseous. Well, I haven't had any stomach issues for about 6 months. Well, a few months ago, I hired a publisher. And I also rewrote my book. The book that man read doesn't exist anymore. I scrapped it and I rewrote my manuscript. So this morning I got an email from that guy. And it just clicked today why I had stomach issues. It was the stress of the book and the rejection, and I harbored that stress, and it manifests into stomach illness. And the reason my stomach illness stopped was because I re-empowered myself by going back to my manuscript and changing it completely, which may not have been necessary. It just felt intuitively like the right thing to do. So I followed my gut. That's giving myself power back. Then I found a publisher, an editor who loved my book and is willing to work with me because of how it is, and they never even considered my TikTok following or the size of any of my platforms because they loved the book, how it was. That's where the worth was. That gave me my power back. He's been following me for the last couple years and watching the growth of my social media and mentioned my TikTok numbers, my YouTube numbers, and that my Facebook has grown significantly, and he's looking forward to meeting with me again to reconsider launching my book. And let me just tell you how good it felt to respond back to him and say, thank you so much for reaching out. However, I've already been working with a publisher and editor, and we're going to be releasing my book the first or second week in October. And thank you for considering me. I'm all set. It felt amazing. So don't ever let anybody validate you based on how they see you or their perception of you. That just disempowers yourself. You validate yourself first, and you establish a sense of self-worth that you can share with others. They'll either accept it and stay in your space and they'll see it and respect it, or they'll self-select out, and you won't have to give anything away in an effort to convince people that you're something. You can just be who you are and be your authentic self, and that'll vibrate in the right people. And as soon as I did that and I really validated myself and I trusted my book, I trusted what I wrote, the right editor came in. She just showed up, and it worked out beautifully. And what made it so amazing is I got a little bit of reminder from God, guides from Spirit, the universe. I got a little reminder that, well done, you did your work. Because the guy that rejected me based on his perception of me because of the size of my social media platform kind of came in from the side via an email, hey, let's work together. And I was able to push that back out and say, no, thank you, I'm all set. Empower yourself and validate yourself first, and everything else will fall into place, I promise you.